Oh my god, I'm scared.
On 3,
1, 2,
2,
3.
3.
Oh my god! What is happening? I know, I can't right now.
Oh, that
The
is
things I do for this
good.
podcast.
Right. Why is that so good though?
Thank you.
Like, I'm suspicious. Are you like, do you do this on a
Yeah,
weekly basis?
this is what I do. I even recorded this so you guys can have a Jack Bartlett makeup tutorial.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh, sorry, hold on, just wait for it. One more thing.
Oh, of course. From Lisa,
So,
right?
yeah, so I'm currently looking for the Jack to my Lisa. And I can't smile with this. Watch. This is as far as it goes.
So this is gonna be
'Cause it's stuck.
very serious podcast episode.
Yeah. Well, I can't really take myself seriously right now, so this is gonna be.
Oh my gosh. So can you even tell me who I'm supposed to be?
Yeah, you look identical to who you're supposed to be. It looks great.
I mean, I'm not blonde, but what can you do?
No, it's perfect. It's perfect. You look great. It suits you. You look great.
Thanks.
At least you get to look good on the podcast.
What are you
You
talking
know what
about?
I'm saying?
You look
Anyways.
great.
Uh-huh.
Welcome back, ladies and germs. It's Spooky Soile, and I'm here with...
Did you just say ladies and germs?
Yes.
I love that.
I'm here with Kathleen Turner herself.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Howdy.
Because your voice is a little bit lower today. And,
yeah, more so than usual.
And it has nothing to do with the way you look.
And it has nothing to do with smoking either.
Yeah. But it works for the role.
This is just normal. Right. Yeah. Right.
So in case you're just listening to this, you might want to watch our YouTube video for a second to see our outfits, because we're feeling a little bit festive this week. Yes.
So if you can't tell who we are, I'm offended, first of all, because I put a lot of work into this. So she's Mallory, the goth Mallory from season 2, and you look great.
Thanks.
And I'm just the patriarch of the show, you know?
Yeah, Jack Bartlett.
Yeah.
And
that's me.
We don't only look good this week, we have a lot of things to talk about, I think.
We look good, we smell good, we have a good podcast. I mean, I imagine we smell good, but...
Yeah. So let's just go in with the updates. Not a whole lot this week. I mean, a lot of interviews.
Sorry. Yeah, there's a lot of interviews this week.
Yeah. Amber did a couple of interviews. Then Michelle had a podcast episode where she talked about like the film industry.
Yeah, it was a very interesting interview.
Yeah. A little bit Heartland related stuff as well from the directing perspective. And then Sarah Booth, who was in episode 1 of season 15, also did an interview. And last week we were talking about, did she do her stunts and all that kind of stuff? And apparently she did. So
really?
Yeah.
So she's obviously trained. Like, is she an equestrian then?
Yeah. She's done dressage.
Holy.
And stuff like that. So
that's impressive.
Yeah. And then Madison did one podcast. There were a couple of interviews from Aiden and one podcast episode from Megan. So we're just going to link all of these in the YouTube description.
Everybody's been busy.
Yeah. And then Aiden did another live Q&A last Sunday. And apparently he's doing these on a weekly basis. So in case you've missed them.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I caught it for, I didn't catch the one before, but I watched most of it.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Bay, Ava, and then Michelle popped on for a couple minutes. It was a blast. And
Yeah.
like Aiden's reaction to Michelle coming on was like all of us.
Yeah.
But
And thankfully he saves these, so in case you're not able to watch them, you can just watch them later and enjoy the chaos.
Yeah, that's what it was.
This past Sunday, we had the second episode of Heartland. But before we go into that, I just wanted to tell you a little story
oh my God,
about what happened this weekend, actually. Did
you die?
No. Well, I don't know. But my sisters were visiting me, and we went to this public sauna, and I was getting dressed after, and don't get any ideas, but
I was like, where is this going?
Yeah, I was just like cleaning my makeup and stuff like that, and there were a couple of women there, and they was just getting dressed and talking about stuff, and I kind of overheard them talking about TV shows, and they were like, oh my gosh, I just finished watching this like Danish show, and now I need something else to watch. And the other one was like, oh, actually I've been watching this Heartland show.
Stop it. In the sauna when you guys were naked is when you guys were talking about Heartland?
No, this was after, and I didn't know these ladies, so I was like, what?
And in Finland, of all places, too. That's hilarious.
Now that it's streaming in Finland, apparently people are...
all 3 seasons.
Yeah, like, people are watching, so that was kind of funny, because I tried to listen if they would talk about it more, but then the other one got a text message that their cat had been run over, like...
Wait, she got a text right after that her cat got run over?
Yeah, because they were getting...
Holy shit, what a story.
Yeah, like they were getting dressed, and she was like putting on her coat, and then she took her phone out, and she was like, oh my God, my cat died. And I was like,
what the actual heck?
Yeah, like
oh my God.
I don't know. Like,
that is wild.
Yeah, it was fun at first, but then I was like,
rest in peace.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So Heartland is taking over Finland, apparently.
Holy, all 3 seasons.
Yeah. Till next month, when we get all 7 seasons.
You're gonna have 7 seasons next month?
Yeah.
Okay, so my mustache is like really stuck to my face. And do you want to see how far I can smile? You ready?
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, Jack doesn't smile that much, so...
I know.
Yeah.
Facts.
Anyways, do you want to talk about the episode? Should we read some comments?
Yes,
first?
Please.
And there were a lot of those.
I am hella excited to talk about this.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, let's hit it.
Okay, so I'm just going to start from the top to the bottom. First comment. So after seeing this episode, I can say feeling a little more vested, and storyline was greatly improved. Production definitely feels different, but this one more of Heartland feels. Good on Jack and Lisa for speaking up. Sometimes we all need a reality check. Or maybe the writers are listening to the fans, finally. Did anyone notice the actor who rounded up stallion and horses who said, "Where did you come from?" while admiring the stallion was the same guy that sold Ty that lemon of a black truck Jack had to trade for his longhorn. Is this part of the storyline? That actor had big enough part in previous story not to be coincidence. I was like, who is that? I've seen
I know,
before.
Me too.
But yeah, thank you for MW614 LLC.
Oh my
because
God.
that would have drove me crazy. But yeah, could be the same guy, because maybe he was.
It is. It definitely is. Because
Yeah.
I was trying to think of where he was from too, and it is from season 10.
And then a new chat Calorie said, "Love this episode. Love Lisa and Jack moments." Then Stephanie Roy said, "This episode was definitely better than last week, although I personally enjoyed the season opener, this one felt more like Heartland, if that makes sense. Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Some thoughts. First of all, seeing Lisa tell Lou, "I'm not the nanny." That was amazing. Finally, the writers addressed that. I love that conversation towards the end between Lou, Lisa, and Amy about not appreciating her enough and how things do need to change.
Right.
And Jack standing up for his wife was definitely much appreciated. I really hope the girls don't backtrack on this and that they really do try to make changes on how they treat Lisa. The small Tim and Jessica scene on the dock at the ranch was adorable. The character Sam is definitely growing on me. I was unsure about him at first, but I really liked how he stepped up and helped out Amy in finding the wild stallion. I love how he bought the rest of those horses that were on the truck because deep down he knew it was the right thing to do, whether he wants to admit it or not. I really hope we get to see a bit more of Sam this season and possibly get to know him a bit more. If not in this season, then definitely in season 16. Yes, I'm being hopeful that we'll get another season. Also, I wonder if there's going to be more break-ins throughout the upcoming episodes since that storyline didn't really get resolved. And in the trailer for this season, it looks like someone breaks into Heartland. I can comment on that yes, in the next episode, there's going to be more of that.
Episode 4 too, I think, as well.
Yeah, and episode 4.
So, do we know for sure if someone actually breaks into Heartland? Or we don't know for sure?
Well, we don't know, but there has to be something suspicious because Jack's
sitting with the
yeah, and he's like, stay in the car or whatever he said in the trailer. So,
and that's when they have that event that I thought was at Fairfield, but it's somewhere else. Remember that picture from that event? So I don't know. Do we know what episode that is? Is it 4?
I think, well, either that, I think it might be episode 4 because the description for that episode would support that, but like who knows, like what if it's the end of the episode 3 or something, I don't know.
Oh my god, okay.
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
We'll see. And then Bailey, the crazy sprudel, said, I liked it, but I felt it was a little unprofessional to just bring the new Katie in without a story to why she is now at Heartland. I don't know.
She literally just appears out of nowhere and they never even mentioned her, right? And then
this episode revealed even more the problems with the first one.
Oh, absolutely.
Like why they edited some of the scenes out.
We're gonna get into that.
Yeah. Then they said, I don't know how to feel about Tim and Jessica being married, but I'm dealing with it. I like how Lisa was strong and knew she wanted platinum bow and was determined to fix his problem and not give up on him. And then Alberta Dreams said, that was an episode that was made out of dreams. Finally, Lisa fights her way out of the kitchen. Oh yes. In addition to that, Jack stands up for her like a knight in a shining armor, and he was definitely not open for any discussions. It was so good to see them interacting outside the Heartland Ranch so many times and watch Lisa being that business owner. The girls finally appreciate Lisa's efforts and respect her private life. The truck kiss scene was a scene of many happy tears. Despite all this great content, it was such a good episode. I definitely liked everything about it. It definitely felt like watching Heartland this time. And then they added, oh, and I definitely can't wait to watch you comment on that episode on Saturday. Any chance to upload earlier? And then, side note, don't know why I write definitely so often.
Oh my god, me.
Yeah.
That's me with all the words I use repeatedly.
Right. And editing episodes, I'm like aware that I use certain words.
And I'm like cringe and want to jump off a bridge. Yeah,
but it is what it is. Sorry.
Can't go back.
Yeah, so we don't blame you.
We're not professionals.
Yeah. And then no context, Heartland said, we have a canon LGBTQ character. Clapping emojis.
Which is something to celebrate, so.
And that was probably offbeat, but like, sorry.
It's not offbeat.
Then there's comments under that, but then kind of relevant because someone was like, who?
But nobody's being rude about it yet.
No.
You've seen. Sweet.
Not that I've seen, but yeah. And then Maddie Equestrian 567 said, I love that Jack finally stood up for his wife, and that last scene had me in tears. It was so sweet.
Yeah.
Then Pextew11 said, love the episode. Lisa finally getting some recognition. Thanks from Lou and Amy. Love the friendship that Sam has made with the family. Even he got annoyed with Tim. Then HL Horses said, I liked it. First off, after 15 years, we actually saw Big River. Yes.
Oh my God, I never even, holy crap.
Yeah.
Well, the only other time we ever got a glimpse of it was this season 2, episode 2, I think.
Yeah, like very briefly. Yeah.
But it was one scene in 15 years. So yeah, you're right that we probably saw more of Big River than we ever have.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then they said, and we also saw Fairfield a lot. That's a record. I also noticed they cut the scene of Tim and Jessica in the loft and then used it on the previously on. Like, why? When you put something in the previously on, that's supposed to mean it's relevant to the current episode, but Jessica mentioned it one line and that was it.
I know. What?
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I was like, wait, did I miss something? Because I watched the episode twice.
Right?
Like,
oh my God.
Yeah,
we're gonna get into it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Sort of makes it seem like they put it there so we knew what happened only, but like, why not just show it and not cut it? The emphasis of Lisa was great, and I loved how it was interviewing with Lou and Amy. Also, Lisa was actually working with the horse. Love to see that. I was so, I don't know what other word to use this, shook that they that they addressed the babysitting issue. Like, how many years have all of us been making jokes that no one raises the kids except Jack and Lisa? Like, just last week. Or like,
so we were just, and the thing is someone already commented this, but I wonder if it was because they just figured they were, they're like, oh, let's give Lisa credit, or if they actually like read the comments that we've made over the years. The brutal comments.
Yeah. When she said, I'm not your nanny, I was like, no way. Are they going there? Also, when was the last time we saw Lou's book? And the fact that Jessica wanted it signed reminded me of Casey because she did the same thing. Yeah. Have we ever seen the back of Maggie's, like where they sell actually merch? Just little glimpses.
Probably in the earlier seasons we did.
Yeah, and there are like a couple of episodes, I think, like when Wyatt was, or Georgie was like mad at Wyatt, I think it was, or something, and she was at the back, and then he was like chasing her or something. And then I remember Tim putting some stuff in the shelves with Casey.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So little moments like that. And then in the Hudson.
But it's been a while since we've had scenes in the back of Maggie. Yeah. So for sure.
And then in the Hudson Digital series, they had this moment with Jade when she was like trying to like figure out what to do. I feel we have seen it, but not since the early seasons. Well, there we go. And it didn't look like that then. And oh my God, Scott in vet stuff. Wasn't expecting to see him till later in the season. And finally, did you all catch that they officially confirmed Rick is gay? About time. Jessica saying Jack as the model instead of Tim was funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. Then Susan Wakely said, you are so right, commenting under this previous comment. I've been saying the same thing about Lisa. Hopefully, since they addressed the babysitting issue, they give her a better storyline. And then Agile Horses commented, or at least part of the LGBTQ community. I don't think they've mentioned Carl before, but I could be wrong. What's their ship name? Carl?
Why do they always give us names like this? How are we supposed to get a ship name?
Right. And then no context, Heartland commented, no, I don't believe they've ever mentioned Carl before. I am so stoked about this. Maybe the bar is on the floor, but I'm so pleased. And then HL Horses said, for some reason I thought he was mentioned before, but that it wasn't obvious he was with Rick, but I could be wrong.
Oh, I don't think, okay. I'll have to check that.
Yeah, then there were a couple of other episodes, comments about that, and then I commented, it was not confirmed canon until now. Michelle did, however, say during last season, her guest blog, I think it might have been, that it's great that they have their first LGBTQ character, meaning Rick, but it was only in this episode where it was truly confirmed in the show as well. It's one thing for them to read Rick as LGBTQ, but another to actually stand behind it on the show. So I'm happy they actually made it officially canon. Yeah. Then Mark Ashton 262 said, well, I must say Jack knows how to get his point across too. His granddaughter's great acting. And then Rippleish 20 said, that was a fun episode. I am enjoying this season. Season 14 had a different feel to it, and this season feels different still. The video production is different, among other things. I like the new Katie, and the emphasis on Lisa was great. Jack giving Amy and Lou a hard time for a change. It was good to see Scott and Caleb, Lindy writing Harley, and Sam is growing on me. Still no explanation of where Georgie is. Guess that scene did get cut. I can't take credit for noticing this, but Amy says to Lisa, being a single parent for a year and a half, which doesn't seem to fit the timeline. And then there's conversation about the timeline.
Yeah, that was a long thread.
Yeah, so if you want to read that, just go under the post.
There's a lot of math happening in that comment section.
And as you guys know, we don't do math.
We don't do it.
That's one of our first rules.
First rules.
Yeah. Then Barb 5532 said, loved it. Lisa was the headline. Well deserved. I love the storylines. Lots of great lines that made me laugh. I know Isabelle will be sleeping with a smile on her face tonight.
I wish I could smile right now, Barb, but I can't. But just imagine me smiling like this.
That's creepy. Only complaint was the camera movement and scene cuts. I actually had a little motion sickness at the beginning of scene.
That's funny. Sorry, that's not funny, but it's funny. Sorry for your motion sickness, but that's funny.
Then Charles Scaron? Sorry, I don't know how to...
We try, that's all we can say.
It was really great to finally see Jack speak up for Lisa. I liked Sam, and well done the new Katie on her first episode.
Right.
Then Thaisa Campos said, besides the obvious impressive line, I am not your nanny. Go Lisa. Something bothered me. They cut off scene of Tim and Jessica moving to the loft. Why did they do that? And showed it in the previously, like we had already seen it. And then there's some comments under that as well, like, I know, right?
Everyone's losing their minds about it.
Then Amanda Sousa CD anyway, said, I just have one thing to say. I'm not your nanny. Then this sunglasses emoji. Go Lisa. And then TN Walk 7 Ratch said, yes. And Jack sticking up for Lisa too. Then Barb said, yes, line of the night. And then Amanda said again, yeah, maybe line of the season.
Oh my god, yeah.
So that's most of the comments. Some of the comments were like under the other comments. So
right. But yeah, it got really interesting in the comments, so it was fun.
Seems that a lot of people loved it.
It looks like it.
Yeah. And then we have one more comment that we're gonna read.
So we have one of my personal favorite fans of all time, Smoke and Holsters. Now, we always get in depth with this, so bear with me. Okay. Season 15, Episode 2. I'm not going to rehash what I assume has already been discussed. We all miss Jarrett Craig, who was DOP, Director of Photography, for time there. As to editing issues, this one stumps me. And although Ken File, which is my favorite Heartland editor, Jerry, I'm not even gonna even consider pronouncing your last name, has always been fine with me. Michelle said on Instagram that there was a scene they filmed that was cut where she mentions her daughter's absences to BC and Florida. I assume talking about Georgie might have been the catalyst for Tim showing Jessica the loft. Is there a ship name for these two? Tess would make it really easy. Anyway, maybe they should have called that part. Anyways, maybe they should have called that part what you should have been shown previously on HO.
True.
Kudos to Bae, who I think did a great job. I like her presence and demeanor. I really wish they had shown a scene where someone said something like, "Oh, you've been away for a few weeks and you look like you've grown 5 inches." But whatever. Yeah, I think we can all agree with that. Yeah. And kudos to Lindy for trail riding Harley in the opening scene. Wait, what? Really? Dude, yeah. I watched it like 10 times. I can't even remember.
Yeah, because I was talking to Smoking Holsters about that because he was like, that was one of the best parts of the episode. And I was like, okay. Huh? And then I watched it again and I was like, oh, yeah. In the beginning when you have Amy and Jessica riding and Lindy's riding Harley.
Oh my God, right.
Like, I didn't even oh my God. Pay attention to that because it looks so natural. So
I know, I totally forgot. I didn't even. That's funny. Okay. I enjoyed the episode overall, standard Heartland fare, which is really all I ask for in the end. First and foremost, Carl, what more needs to be said? I have a funny feeling it went over the heads of some, but welcome to the 21st century Heartland. Just to keep up on the Rick topic, the tragic sticker was cute. Yeah. Dude, I died. Yeah. Like, I've never related to anyone more in my life than Rick, ever, especially with the kids. Me. I sense a dude ranch partnership between Jessica and Lou. Speaking of Lou, hold on, I missed my spot. Speaking of Lou, it appears she's getting. Did I lose my spot? Oh my God. Okay, I'm trying.
3 hours later.
3 hours later. Yeah. It appears that she's getting over stupid Lou jealousy faster than she used to. So. Huh?
3 hours later.
Okay, I'm just gonna read it, and if it makes sense, it makes sense. Sorry, guys. English is my first language, but you wouldn't know. I sense a dude ranch partnership between Jessica and Lou. Speaking of Lou, it appears that she's getting over stupid Lou jealousy shit faster than she used to. Okay, so that does make sense. All right, I was reading it in my head. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Good for Lou. Okay, I really like that comment, though. That's funny. Before we move on, really? An $800,000 horse gets auctioned without current blood work and an exam. Jack has no idea what thoroughbreds sell for. He looked like a deer in the headlights. Okay, Jack and Lisa, just as an appendage to last week, words like, here's to retiring when we're much, much older. Seriously, I have a strange feeling, which are often wrong, by the way, that something is going to make them eat those words this season. God, I hope not. Now the elephant in the room. Up front, 12-year-olds in the show or most places don't need a babysitter. Literally, I was like home alone from the time I was like 9, like 8 or 9, just vibing. So I don't know. I thought it was kind of weird. Period, full stop. Mallory and Jake, Georgie, Katie, and Brick are prime examples. They literally let a baby almost ride into the woods. Brick and Katie in like season... How old are they? And they just let them like ride to the dude ranch, but Katie's 12 and she can't babysit.
Back then she was like, I don't know,
like 5, like 5 years old. Seriously, are you sure? They look younger than that. I don't know. See, I don't know anything about kids.
Yeah, same.
I don't know what they're supposed to look like. Had Parker shown up to go on a trail ride with Katie, that would have been fine. No one would have said a word except stay safe and don't be too late. Just how are they going to fall into a well with a babysitter? Okay, that's funny. I loved Lisa and the nanny comment. Unfortunately, it's 5 years too late. Both Jack and she agreed to watch the kids and an emergency came up. That's not their fault. I certainly grant you that Lou could have been more gracious at the time, but it worked out. Again, don't get me wrong, it's a long time coming, but I wasn't thrilled about how they did it. Now, as to Jack's speech, it would have been fine if he said it to Lou, but Amy has worked her ass off for Lisa over the years and has always been there for her. Whiskers, Valen, Prince, the shit show with Dexter, Cinders, Fairfield Flyer, fixed, raced, and sold a $150,000 cloned horse for her. And again, hold on, and again, and again, and again, and again. I know. Give me 2 hours later here.
2 hours later.
And again. The season 12 shit show at Fairfield. Amy didn't deserve to be dressed down over this, and seriously, Jack using the words just this once, not to Amy. I get that they were both frustrated over the situation, but what he said was way over the top. And apparently Amy doesn't work at Fairfield anymore, which is what I think is also weird that they just didn't address that.
Yeah.
Lastly, I wish they storyboarded a way for people to help the organizations that deal with real life problems they highlight on the show. As an example, shipping horses as food, or the Wildies, or Alberta. These are good, well-vetted organizations that deal with these that can use the money Heartland fans could generate. Last paragraph should read Wildies of Alberta. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, I think that's it.
Great thoughts from everyone, and keep them coming.
Yeah, it's interesting. So now we are at the best part of the episode.
What do you mean
talk about the episode? What do you mean? What do you mean the best part? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, because like, don't be mean to the comments.
No, this is my favorite part because we get to talk about what we think.
Okay.
No, I know. Don't. Yeah. Oh my God, you're making me seem like a bitch, Soile.
Sorry.
I can't be. I'm Jack Bartlett today.
Yeah, you're son of a bitch.
Yeah. Oh my God. You should have like dressed up as Tim. That would have been funny.
Oh my God, next year.
Yeah.
Okay, so overall, what did you think?
This is hard because if there's so many things you have to ignore for it to be good. First of all, that previously on with Tim and Jessica in the loft, I don't even have to explain how disappointing and almost angry that I feel because like we're missing out on all these scenes and we're all confused. We're like confused as hell as to what's happening right now. So first of all, I was like, what is this? And so the editing is just, and I also kind of noticed the lighting was really kind of off too.
I actually noticed that the audio was
it was different, off, wasn't it?
Yeah, I could tell that it was done in ADR.
Yeah, you could
more
than
tell it, with previous years, but like
especially when they were outside because like there wasn't any other sounds happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like that's. Oh God, you gotta ignore these things for it to be good. If we ignore all of the production errors, sure, it's great, you know?
Yeah, and like I know that maybe for some of the people involved, this was like their first big thing. So I'm like, good job.
Yeah,
but like compared to like, previous seasons,
not like we could do any better, but like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So overall, I'd probably give it like 3.5 stars this week, so a whole other star because of the production. That's why I'm not giving it full 5 stars. And I really, oh my God. Okay, so what did you like about it and what didn't you like about it?
I like that there was a lot of different themes or moods. Like there was humor, there was drama, there was action, and there was like these like all these things together, and the flow was good. Like it didn't feel like okay, that scene doesn't go
it
well
did
with
flow
that.
Better.
Yeah. So I did like that, and there were many scenes that made me laugh. And some scenes that just left me kind of like wow, because they were just so beautiful. So overall I did like it. It's definitely like something that I'm more interested in compared to last week's episode, which was you know good, but like
I think we all agree
this
on
is
that.
the kind of stuff that I am kind of into.
Yeah. So how many stars would you give it out of 5?
I would give it 4 maybe.
Yeah.
And I think like when I was trying to like, because I was mad about the cut scene with Tim and Jessica as well. Like it didn't start off right, but like
no,
I forgot it in the end. But
and it really had nothing to do with the episode.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing. Like it was the first episode's problem, and then it kind of tripped down to But anyway, I think
it was a mess.
Like while the performance with the Liberty horses was great, they could have cut down like maybe a minute of it or something.
Yeah, it was
To
awful.
include the scene with the explanation where Katie and Georgie
Right.
were, and then
There
Jack.
was so many unnecessary scenes in there that I would have liked to see, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why did they cut such important scenes but leave such boring scenes on the episode?
Because then if they would have been like, well, Georgie is in Florida and the loft is empty, so go there, and then we would have had Tim and Jessica be like, oh, looks nice. And then that would have been it, and the episode would have been a lot better. Like, just
Way
two
better.
scenes.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally, that's it. Well, I guess we'll start with Amy's storyline here. So, it was good. I liked it a lot better than the first, but it still doesn't make sense that she doesn't have any clients. And that she has literally nothing to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like, I liked the whole storyline. It was great, but it just, at the same time, I'm like, does she not have, like, clients?
Yeah,
you know,
because it's just one of those things, like you said, like you have to kind of ignore
ignore what's wrong with it.
Things that you know should be happening. Do you have any theories about like who's breaking in to Sam?
Do we think it's like someone who's like a character who's already been on the show? Like, do we
I don't
know?
think so. I was thinking maybe it was I don't know. Well, what age are the kids with Cooper's Ranch? Maybe they're too young.
Oh my god.
Because like they were taking gas and
why were they taking?
They
oh
were
my god, that killed me though because gas prices have skyrocketed. So that made me laugh. That's funny as hell.
And then it was nice to see Amy bonding more with Jessica because I don't think we have.
You really haven't seen much of them together, right?
Yeah.
So it was nice. It was cool.
Yeah, and when they were talking about the loft, I expected Jessica to say something like, "If only we had a door or something."
Oh my god.
And then sorry to jump all around, but
worries.
like next week they're gonna install this like security system, and I kept thinking like the loft doesn't even have a door. Like, let's start
with a door and then we'll work our way up. Yeah. What? Okay, the storyline that I didn't like was Lou and Jessica. Hated it.
I was sort of on my toes waiting for like an explosion or something, and like I hate when it's kind of obvious that Lou is irritated but then no one else notices. But I did like that they didn't go with some kind of dramatic scene with Lou and Jessica. Instead, Lou was talking to Amy and Amy was kind of like, come on. And then she kind of mellowed down and was able to talk to Jessica in a more mature way. So that was improvement in a way because I didn't expect that. I expected it to be like something like Lou sees the booth outside Maggie's and she calls someone like police.
Well, I kind of thought that when she said that the bylaw, I was like, Lou called her. I swear to God, Lou called them on her.
Yeah.
So Lou's like all about like this female empowerment stuff, but then as soon as someone comes in and like takes like the spotlight off of her, it's like she's just hella rude about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she was like, well, there's a female mayor too. And it's like, just because Jessica's being successful right now as a photographer, that doesn't take away from the fact that you're a female mayor. You know what I mean? That's what drove me nuts about it. All Jessica did was ask for space for her artwork. And it's like, oh my God. And Lou's books are just taking up most of the shelves. No one gives a shit about your books, Lou. Nobody cares.
I was thinking about that. Like, how old is that book? Like 7, 8 years? Like,
it's because she still can't sell them.
Yeah, true.
She's got more to sell because they didn't sell.
But at the same time, I did feel kind of, because Jessica was like, she had all these
She was very pushy. Yeah. I get that.
Yeah. So two of them together, it's kind of like, oh, something.
Yeah. So it was kind of cringy. It was kind of cringy. Jessica kind of was cringy. So was Lou. So that whole storyline was just kind of awkward.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like to me.
And I do wonder, like, I want to believe that it was more about the, like, Lou having problem with the marriage thing than,
right,
you know, Jessica herself.
Yeah, because that's like really petty shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess time will tell, because I think there's still some things that Lou might have to resolve.
Well, and it's
before she's okay.
How long did the Jack and Lisa, how long did she not like drag out the Jack and Lisa thing? But like her dad gets married and that's it. Like that's all we hear about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of like, this is so stupid. And maybe it's because Lou's maturing. I don't know, but still, it's like, this doesn't make any sense.
I think once we've seen the whole season, we learn more.
Yeah, it might make more sense then.
But I did enjoy the scene with Lou and Jessica where she was talking about the goat milk giving a rash.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because Jessica was like,
oh, right.
I want to, like, could you maybe put my pictures there? And she was like, oh, there's a list before people get in. And then she saw that Jessica was kind of like, oh, and she was like, maybe I could like get rid of the goat milk,
and I kind of feel bad for Jessica. Like I feel like there's just better use for her character, and it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, and I do wonder, like, kind of like Smoking Holster said, like maybe she's gonna take over some responsibilities at the Dude Ranch, because it's kind of like, what is she doing right now? Like, where is her money coming from?
Well,
like,
she sold her shares, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's normally a lot of money.
But like, how long is she able to live
and Tim's like doing nothing, right? So I mean, it's probably a good thing living in the loft. You don't gotta like pay for anything.
Like even that, we don't know if they're paying rent.
Yeah.
But it did make me wonder if Jessica will look for a job.
Yeah.
Or
I feel like she's just such a smart person that they're just kind of like wasting her character a little bit.
Yeah.
But, sorry, my mustache. I just want to rip this bad boy off. It's so itchy.
Imagine like how it is or was for Sean when.
True. Does he feel like this every day?
Maybe.
If we're gonna talk about Katie, once again, if we just ignore the height, I love her. I think she fits in great. The height thing, not a fan of. She has the same funny demeanor about her like the other Katies have. You know what I mean? Because I was worried that she was going to be so much different than the character that Alex played. But they really did a good job, I think.
Yeah, and
like she's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's interesting when I was watching. I kept thinking like, it feels like she's been here forever. You know,
she's very talented. I'm impressed.
And I did wonder, because like, is it because we've been seeing her on social media and like on the blog? Like, it's just like, it was such an easy transition to her being Katie for me at least.
And I'm assuming they just didn't bring it up because they're just trying to avoid it and probably think that we wouldn't notice or something. Who knows?
But like, I bet some people were like, huh? Who's that? Did you get bad flashbacks about seeing the auction scene with Lisa? Because
stop it right now. Okay, this is funny as hell, and I'm glad you brought it up because I was in tears from laughing. I was like, I'm having PTSD right now from like, and when she was like, oh, we did it, and I was like, that's me. Like I was sweating. It was like running a marathon.
Yeah.
So yes, it was very relatable. And it's actually, the package should be here soon, actually. I have the tracking number, and it was in Winnipeg as of yesterday, which is very close. So, but yeah. So I did have flashbacks to that.
It was pretty funny, like, considering it just happened kind of.
I was like, the timing of it is just not right. But whatever. Mine was a little cheaper than $800,000, so.
Like, how far would have you gone?
Yeah, there'd be lots wrong in that situation if that went for $800,000.
Then I have written down Tim and Caleb's partnership.
Oh my god, and seeing Caleb! It was
Yeah.
great!
And
Like,
it
he
was
finally stood up to Tim and was like, yeah, no, screw you. I know I'm right.
yeah, it was good to see him maturing a bit and like taking
Yeah.
more responsibility. And like we've seen bits of that before, but now it was kind of like, no.
Well, and it probably helped that Tim was gone for a while, so he got to do it his way, and it worked better. So without having Tim around, he could, you
True.
know.
Yeah. And I did like their back and forth when Tim said something like, if they're gonna call me like some has been,
Yeah.
and Caleb's like, they call you
They call you a
worse and
lot worse.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah.
huh? And then when he said, Tim said something like, you bring them up, and Caleb was like, and you like tear them down, and then
Oh my
Tim was
god.
like, nudge. I nudged him down.
Okay, so and then the filing system
Yeah.
comment, brilliant.
I love the subtle like humor between the characters, and just like the delivery was like perfect.
Yeah. It was
I
great.
really enjoyed that.
It was great seeing Caleb. And now, oh my god. So having Caleb and Scott is, I feel like, something that really made the episode what it was. Having the OG, you know what I mean? Having more OG characters. Oh my god. And Scott just like appears out of nowhere, and it was like,
yeah. I like someone said, I totally expected to see him like
I know, I
very
thought he was
late
gonna,
or
yeah.
bottom of the season, and I was like, holy crap, when I saw his
I'm
name
very
on
happy they did
credits.
that, because if we're gonna talk about the Amy and Ty partnership, because they were supposed to take over all the vet duties at Fairfield, I'm assuming somewhere off screen, Ty died, and she's like, well, I'll leave it to Scott, I guess. Scott will be,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like Amy, could she not still work for Fairfield? You know what I mean?
I mean, maybe I would think that because you know Scott can bring that angle to it, but
just like with the same partnership Ty and Amy had, like, why can't she still work at Fairfield and just do what she's there for? She doesn't have to be there working with Ty.
Yeah, because I would imagine that if Lisa needed any help, that she would be like happy to help.
Yeah.
Then I wanted to mention that I like Sam. Like he's kind of, I don't know what to call him, but like normal.
Do you just call him normal?
Yeah, because like usually there's always some kind of like oh my God. So kind of like I don't know, like problem with like guest stars or something. And he was just kind of like there, like, yeah, I'll help you, and
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Like I'll do this, and he was just like normal.
Okay.
So yeah, I really like seeing more of him and the way they use his character in the storyline, because like when Amy, Tim, and him are like chasing that truck, and then they're explaining the situation, and the driver's like, wait a minute, are you Sam Langston? And then he kind of saves the day, but not in a way that's kind of like over the top. It was just
kind of funny. It was cute.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that the writers are going to be forcing Sam and Amy, or what? Or do you think they're going to be forcing Amy and Cooper? Like, because I feel like they're going to try something.
Yeah, I would love to say no, and in a way, I don't see anything happening this season. I tried to cling on the words of Amber, because she said she said to the producers that she hopes that they're not kind of forcing something romantic to her, because you know she's still dealing with the loss of Ty. So I want to say not now, but in the future, who knows?
And you know what? It's so nice seeing Amy happy.
Yeah.
Again, that's what one of my notes written down was. It's nice to see her happy.
And it's just, I feel like whether there's going to be anything, it's good to see that she kind of has a friend in him, because...
Well, I was just going to say that even if they don't, you know, put them together as a couple, Amy needs friends, because whenever they bring her friends in, they never come back.
Yeah.
Ashley, Soraya, Cass, Georgie.
Yeah. I've been seeing a lot of tweets from is it Arden?
Jan Arden?
Yeah, because doesn't
Oh my
she
god, I
do
love her
that?
so much.
Do that like is it called like horseshit or something?
Yeah, I think it's #horseshit. It's just about stopping live exportation of horses
Yeah.
that get turned into tacos, that kind of thing.
Yeah, because I've been seeing those tweets and I've been wondering like what if they would do something like that on Heartland, and this was
I know,
kind
I
of
wish
it.
they would. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
And then
was
like at
happy
the
to
end of
see
the
that.
episode, they have like a website or like #horseshit, like something like that to raise awareness, like Smoke and Holsters was talking about.
Yeah, because it's a real thing, and I think for many people the response is kind of like what Sam said, like they do that kind of stuff, like what?
Yeah.
Because I had not heard about it before.
Like it literally happens in Calgary.
Yeah, so I'm glad that they brought it up, but I feel like maybe they could have even gone further with it, like maybe online on social media and stuff like that.
Well, speaking of Jan, I know Aiden did, I think he was in episode 2 of season 1, because I sent you a video or picture of it when I was watching it. I love the show Jan, and I love Jan Arden. And one time, I ran into her at the Canadian Screen Awards, and I was wearing socks and sandals, and she asked me if I was drunk. So yeah, Jan Arden's the shit. I love her.
I think Aiden is on the second season as well.
Oh, is he?
I think he said that in some interview.
He's got like the same Rick attitude on Jan, so it's funny.
I like the scene where Lisa's getting the news about the horse and Linda is playing the piano and Katie and Parker are doing the CPR thing and the chicken fingers are burning. Like that chaos is so relatable.
It reminded me of why I don't want kids.
Yeah. And then I just laughed when Lou was listening to the message and you can hear Lindy going like beep boop beep boop beep boop in the background.
And then Lou's like, I don't have time for this. Well, then don't have kids.
Yeah. And
oh my god.
I thought that it was done in a very like realistic and natural
Very
way.
true. Yeah. Very true, yeah. Yeah, I think Lou was, oh my god. She drove me nuts this episode. I couldn't.
And about the babysitting thing, like
are we saving the best for last here?
Kind of. I don't know. I've never had a babysitter. I have older siblings, so I was never home alone. So I don't know, like, is 12 too young to, like, for me, it was kind of like,
no.
Huh?
No, I don't know. My brothers, we were always home alone at, like, young ages. I don't know. This is kind of normal, I thought.
And especially, like, in a familiar surrounding and, like,
at your own house.
Home. Yeah. Like, it just felt kind of weird, but...
Yeah, we're gonna let them ride in the forest alone, but we won't let them babysit.
Yeah, with no service, like...
Oh my god, it's the dumbest
cell phone
thing ever.
Or anything like that. Like, I was more concerned about them riding in the woods.
I know, I was like, what? Why are you so surprised that this went wrong? Like, what couldn't go wrong?
Not only, like, falling down or something like that, but there's, like, bears and cougars and...
Literally.
Yeah, like, so many things could go wrong, but...
Anyways, we gotta ignore that, too.
Yeah. Then Lisa's moment of delivering her I'm not your nanny line. I just like that was a long time coming. Like
it was like let's say a decade worth of like anger that built up. Like Lisa was waiting. She was like waiting for that moment.
Yeah, and I think Jessica's performance in that scene was just like perfect.
Yeah.
I was wondering about like because I love the scene at the mayor office with Rick and the kids, but like I had to like be kind of like when they handed the proposal to Lou, because like that must have taken hours, because
no, literally,
like I do that kind of thing for a living, and I was like,
well, how long was her meeting? Because like
right. Because it may be an hour or something. Like you don't do that in an hour, but like, I'm.
Well, I guess they said Rick helped them, so maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm #tragic.
Yeah, that was the best. Then the ending scene, or kind of more on the ending side of the episode. I love the moment when the stallion was galloping at the field, like just
it was
and
gorgeous.
the music is just like gave me chills.
I agree.
And when Amy and Tim and Sam were talking to the driver, and he was kind of like, "Well, let him free and everything." I was kind of surprised that they, because Amy was like, "What about the other horses?" And Tim was like, "Don't push your luck." And at that point, I was kind of like, "Well, I don't think Amy would be like willing to leave those horses there." But then in the end, Sam walked them, so I was like, "Okay, good," because that would have been kind of a depressing way to end.
No kidding. It's not something that Amy would do.
Yeah, like, oh, I just want this one horse and screw the others. Yeah. And then I like the small moments with Tim and Sam, because like he made that comment about, "I'll help you build that high fence of yours." And
he's like, if you don't like your neighbors, build a fence.
Yeah. And then I think that also shows that Tim has kind of changed. Like he's more
a little bit
more laid back and more aware of himself and things like that. So I thought that was nice.
I liked those scenes.
Yeah, nice way to show, where we're at with his character. And I did like the scene with Amy and Lou and Lisa at Fairfield when they came to kind of like apologize, because it was just a long time coming to see them actually like say it out loud.
Yeah. Mark wrote this episode, so thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
But it was just so sweet, and it definitely long overdue.
And like you said, I can't help but wonder if this is something they've kind of known all along, like themselves, or is this something that they kind of read about it, then they're like, okay, maybe we should do an episode about this.
They're like, we should probably apologize.
Yeah. Because like,
okay, I have like this strange feeling that Jessica also enjoyed it, because she's probably hella tired of babysitting too.
Right. And it was almost weird to see Lisa being like at Fairfield and like around horses and everything, because we haven't seen
never that. And we know that's her, like from the very beginning, season 1 episode 3. Like, but that was the first and last time I thought we were ever going to see Fairfield. And then season 11, so like 10 years later, is when we finally see Fairfield.
Yeah, and she's not there.
Yeah, and then season 12, lots of Fairfield, she wasn't there. Like, season 13 was Fairfield and she was there, which is great. So this is waiting 10 years to see Fairfield was worth it. It was great.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of proving that there's more to her character than just babysitting and just sitting in the kitchen.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
And so I was really excited about that. And I hope that they're kind of turning a new leaf with the character, because she's underused.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think now that we got less characters, they're like, we got to use more of what we got.
Yeah. So that's a good thing, at least. Then I wanted to mention that I think the rancher that spotted the stallion, I think it was Bo Sherman, who's one of the wranglers.
That's what I noticed right away.
So it's kind of nice to see one of those like Easter eggs, because some fans will be like, well,
that's just
some guy, and for me it was like, is
that... the diehard fans know who that is.
Yeah. And
it was cool.
At the end of the episode, I was kind of maybe even hoping that Sam would have named the stallion.
They should have given him a name. That would have been a perfect scene for that at the end when they were just standing there.
Yeah, because he could have said something like, I don't know, what we call
something dumb like they did with Tim and Champ. Like, he's a champ. Oh, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm glad to get that runaway.
He's a runaway, like the title of the episode.
Yeah, and Amy's like, runaway?
That's a good name for a horse.
And he's like, well, could have named him.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But who knows? Maybe he did. He just didn't say. But I did like that there was a happy ending.
Yeah, very much enjoyed the ending of that episode. Dude, the makeup's just running. I can't wait to take my mustache off.
Not long now. Did you have any other thoughts down?
That I loved it much better than the first. Like, I kind of figured the second was gonna, like, if this would have been the premiere, it would have been way better. Like, it would have been insane. But
yeah, that's
fine.
actually I guess they had to address some things in the first episode to get things started. Like
True.
Tim and Jessica coming back, but I did like that it was kind of back to business in this episode.
True.
Yeah.
So I hope Amy gets clients. I think at this point that's what I'm thinking, that her to get actual clients.
Yeah, me too.
Which would be nice.
And then I'm kind of surprised that Lisa got to be in the center of an episode. Like, that's
no kidding.
That's very early on in the season, and it's like not like a filler episode or anything. It's just,
I wonder how many episodes she's gonna be in, because it looks like most of them.
Because Aiden said on his live that he's gonna be in 6 episodes, so I would think maybe.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I would think maybe something like that, or maybe even more for Jessica.
Well, I have, because if I don't write things down, I don't know them off by heart. But I have this list of the episodes that she's in. If I can find, oh, here we go. So I have all of like the list of the episodes she's in and how many episodes that she's in out of all of the season. So I'm excited to see what I'm gonna fill in for season 15.
Yeah.
But I think season 9 was the most episodes she's ever had. Oh wait, no. Yeah, season 9, season 11.
How many episodes was she?
So season 9, 12 out of 18. That's
nice.
Actually, season 13. Oh, maybe even season 57 out of 10.
Because some seasons are shorter, so.
No, I know, but like, you know what I mean? Like, if it's a 10 episode season, she was in 7 episodes. I know it's weird.
Yeah, so it would be like percentage or something, but
yeah,
we don't do math, but like we hope that.
Yeah, I was like gonna try to figure it out, and I'm like, I don't even gonna know. I don't care that much. So,
but we hope that as many as possible. Before we go, we want to talk about the next week's episode.
Yay! What's it called?
Bad Moon Rising.
Oh, I thought that was episode 4. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, episode 4 is Sins of a Father, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The description for that episode is: Amy discovers a teen with a gift for horses at Cooper's therapy center. Lou is pressured to shut the center down over recent break-ins, and Lisa has Jack install a security system with Parker's help.
Okay. The preview was good too. The preview looked good. And like Jessica is literally outside of the barn. She's literally never had a scene there before, I don't think. Oh wait, no, there was one in season 2. But you know what I mean? Like, we get no Georgie or Ty, but like, okay.
But also, like, it's funny, like, Rick's coming out this episode. Like, the bar is so low, it's something.
No, I know. So low. Oh,
it's
my
like
God.
For any other show, this would have been like, okay, what's the big deal? But like for Heartland, it's a big deal. And it's like with Lisa, like, she's outside, like, okay.
Bare minimum. The bare fucking minimum.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I'm so excited, I guess.
Yeah. So even those kind of things like get us like hyped up.
It doesn't take much. Does not take much.
And this episode comes out October 21st, so the last
31st.
Yeah. What did I say?
You said 21st, but I know what you meant.
Yeah.
And it's Soile's birthday on Friday, so you'll hear this on Saturday. Her birthday's on Friday.
And the episode is directed by Chris. So
ooh, maybe it'll feel. Do we know who wrote it?
I don't think so. And then it's Drew Davis's first episode. He'll play Logan this season.
Okay.
The 17-year-old kid from Cooper's Ranch, I think. So that's going to be interesting to see. Like,
finally, I think we're going to get into the good stuff now.
Yeah, it feels like we're getting started. And I'm so excited. And I
know.
noticed, like, even though I woke up really early to watch the episode, like, I was like just happy.
It was nice having that escape, and it was
Yeah.
much better of an escape than last week's.
Because, like, I was at work and I was tired, but I was just thinking about, like, oh my God, that was a good scene. And I can't wait to talk about that.
How many times have you watched it?
Twice now, because I got
okay.
kind of home late, so I just
watched it about
for
6 times.
Really? Like throughout?
Yeah, so like I watched it 3 times on Sunday night, and then like twice yesterday and once today.
How would you rank it in terms of Jack and Lisa episodes?
Oh, 10 out of 10, man. 5 out of 5. Like, here's the thing. Over the years, we've had so many scenes of Jack telling Lisa to, like, stop. Like, when it comes to Amy and Lou, like, leave them alone, stop it. You know what I mean? Especially when it came to Amy's wedding and stuff. So this was, like, the first time he's ever, like, told Amy and Lou to, like, stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It did give me this feeling of early seasons, like when Jack was kind of more strict, or like he was not afraid to like tell people how it is, and now it was kind of like why hasn't this happened sooner? Like it's your wife.
It was long overdue.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it was nice that he finally stood up for her instead of telling, you know, her to mind her business or something, you know? We've had so much of that.
And I hope that they keep it going, because the frustrating thing about having different writers on a show, it's like, okay, someone's making a little progress, and then it's like, oh,
then this person's like, no, screw you.
Yeah, like I need this to happen for the story, and then it's like, but
yeah, I think we can probably blame that on a lot of the plot holes too.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
But I think that's all for this week, and hope you enjoyed.
Oh my God!
Because I enjoyed watching.
Ow! 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 Ow!
It's like Lindy ripping off Jack's post.
Oh dear God!
Oh,
that hurt. I think I just waxed
you
my
look
upper
like
lip.
a completely different person.
I'm having a shower after this.
What if it doesn't come
out? Oh dear God! So I put glue on my face everywhere, so it would look like
so
wrinkles.
I was like, why is it so shiny? Because like
because my wrinkles. Oopsies. Anyways, we did a lot of extra things for y'all today. Happy Halloween, I guess.
Yeah, Halloween special.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
it's our Halloween special.
Yeah, for you guys. So enjoy all the content, and until next time, keep your noses clean.
Yeah, like take the glue off your nose kind of thing.
Truly.
And your powder dry.
Yeah, I would powder.
I'm kind of scared that this isn't gonna come off.
Pale face.
I'm going to like power wash my face
with a like an
actual
outdoor
water hose.
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna stand outside. Yeah. Oh my God! Can't believe I'm gonna look like this on the internet. I can't.
Oh, we didn't take your picture. Never mind.
Well, hold on.
We can still save the date.
It's too late.
Yeah, it's done.
I'm not putting that back on. Sorry, guys. See you next week. Happy Halloween.
Yeah. Spooky Halloween.